greater regular season, postseason disparity in terms of intensity, strategy, and style of play than the association. The NBA postseason deconstructs regular season false narratives. In round one, the playoffs snatched Russell Westbrook's soul and exposed the irrelevance and fraudulence of his triple-double gimmick and maddest man on the planet shtick. Dame Lillard and the Trailblazers gave us a peek behind the Westbrook curtain, and there was nothing back there but senseless turnovers, three-point bricks, Barry Trammell questions, and Paul George's regret. In round two, the postseason clown James Harden, exposing the limitations of isolation basketball, step-back three-pointers, and analytics that demand nothing but long-range shooting. Even without Kevin Durant, Golden State vanquished Harden's Rockets with relative ease. And now in the Eastern Conference Finals, the playoffs are coming for the Greek Freak, the high-flying, high-energy big man and favorite to win the MVP. Giannis overwhelmed the regular season with effort, leading the Bucks to the best record in basketball. Problem is, everybody plays hard in the postseason. There are fewer easy buckets produced by simply running the floor and beating your man to the paint. There are more defensive schemes focused solely on exploiting a star player's weakness. The Raptors are crowding Giannis with Kawhi and sending a second defender to stop his drives. And Antetokounmpo can't shoot. He's a far cry from Draymond Green as a decision-maker and playmaker. Giannis was better last night in Game 4 than he was in a disastrous Game 3, but his 25 points were harmless, inconsequential. He's not a playoff superstar. You can't feed him the ball at crunch time. He doesn't have a post game. He's an unreliable free throw shooter. Superstars don't airball free throws in May and June. Giannis has done it twice in this series. Kawhi Leonard is defending Giannis on dead legs while surrendering 4 inches in height. Mentally, I flip back and forth between being impressed with Kawhi's heart and disappointed in Giannis' lack of skill. Are his shortcomings fixable? And is the story of Giannis in these playoffs a warning for those of us who believe Zion Williamson, the Duke freak, is going to be an NBA superstar? These playoffs, they're catching bodies and raising a lot of interesting questions. All right, joining the desk now are Fox Sports NBA analyst Kendrick Perkins and Cuttino Mobley. Marcellus, I'll start with you. Giannis getting exposed in this series.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Y'all know what's happening. And the playoffs will force you to go to plan B and quicker than you want to. And Giannis going through his rite of passage, trying to evolve as a superstar not just in regular season, but playoff championship success. You got to go through this. And he's just going through the same thing that the greats have gone through. Jordan rules anyone, and you got to overcome the Jordan rules to become Michael Jordan, the GOAT. And you could go with the list of guys who have just had to go through this process. And Giannis went into the playoffs. We all knew it. Couldn't shoot from far. You know, the jump shot is not wet. Free throws, struggles. And what was he going to do if he just couldn't go downhill, left hand, right hand layup? Well, he did it for a couple series there. He did it for a couple games. Then all of a sudden they said, wall him up. Now we're seeing them trying to go to plan B. We'll see how that works.
Cut. Is he getting exposed?
I don't think he's getting exposed. I think right now, I think what Toronto did amazing was put Kawhi Leonard on him and have everybody else cover the second and the third move. Now, I think what the problem is with Milwaukee is your supporting cast. You need 2 guys that's going to push the envelope. Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, you know, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade. You need 2 guys to do that. And on a consistent basis, Milwaukee doesn't have that consistency. Game 1, you had Brook Lopez getting 29 points. He only had 27 in the last series, total series. So when you don't have a consistency like that, it's a little harder for you as an individual. As far as getting exposed, it's been only 2 games. He's played 3, this is his 3rd series. So I think we need to pump our brakes on him being exposed. Let's wait another game or 2 because Toronto's supposed to do that. They're supposed to win at home. That's what Toronto's not a bad team. They're supposed to win at home. You have Marcus Gasol, you have Green, you have Ibaka, you have Kawhi Leonard. They're defensive players. So they're not going to let you just dominate me as well. But you have 4 guys on one person.
To me, it's not just the wins and losses. It's just the feeling that I don't feel like Milwaukee has a playoff superstar.
Well, this is my take on it, and I'm caught in between for the simple fact that I feel like right now Giannis is getting exposed these last couple of games just for the simple fact that Kawhi is guarding him and he's not even 100% and he's making it tough on Giannis. And the thing is that, and this is why I picked Toronto to win the series from the jump, was because it's the experience. And experience don't necessarily have to come with on-the-court play. It just it's mentally. At this point in time, when you start getting into the conference finals and finals, it's no more X's and O's and schemes and stuff like that. It's willpower.
Right.
It's heart. Everybody's tired. Everybody have aches and bruises. It's who wanted the most. And right now, everybody knows everybody tendencies, and the scouting report is out there and everything. And the Bucks have succeeded expectations. I think, if their season ended today, they would be perfect.
They had the best record in basketball.
It don't
best
matter
point difference
in regular season. But I'm saying they started the season, the Bucks in their locker room, they wasn't preaching championship.
I never believed in that best record.
So they wasn't preaching championship. Toronto made a drastic change in trading for Kawhi, saying, with a chance of losing him this summer, saying, no, we're pushing this to come out of the East. So championship is on our mind. And what it is, and that's the difference between a Golden State Warriors and like a Portland Trailblazers, for example. Portland looked fatigued and tired. Well, Golden State looked like they ready to play another 3 rounds.
And that was more mental.
And it's more mental because they've been there before. And I see fatigue kicking in, and I also see the lack of role players stepping up. Like, where's Eric Bledsoe been? Chris Middleton someday
had 29 last night, I thought.
Yeah, 30 last night, but it didn't it didn't push any envelope.
See, we saying that about
You said he needed the help.
That's Giannis, though.
That's
Giannis is 25.
No, it's not. It's not just Giannis. You got Brook Lopez had 8 points.
No, I get it. Only one of them's an MVP likely winner.
Right.
Only one of them is seen as maybe the future of basketball.
Okay.
Right.
And to me, it's like, whoa, what future are we looking at? You can shut this guy down on the offensive end of the court.
And I agree. And what's happening is Giannis got to go back to the drawing board this summer. Not saying that the series
He didn't have
over.
a bad shooting night.
Yeah,
but 9 for 17.
But
too.
still,
That's all I'm
but
a lot of dunks.
But Cat, it wasn't effective. Like he didn't impose his will. Like
Right. No,
it wasn't like he just imposed his will on that game. So my thing is that I see fatigue kicking in. It's the mental stage, you know what I mean, right now. And that's where the lack of experience come in. And right now, he's getting exposed. Like, the more deeper you get into the playoffs, the harder it gets.
So, Cat, explain this to me. Show all them names you rattled off, Shaq and Kobe. Name me one guy where in the final 2-3 minutes, you're not throwing the ball to him saying, go get me a bucket. You're not doing that with Giannis right now.
No, I understand that, but my point I'm trying to make is Giannis is bringing the ball up. Shaquille O'Neal is in the post, so it's harder to double out of the post. Giannis is not that type. Now, the best thing right now that's going for Toronto is that you have 4 guys on that floor that are arguably second-team all-defense type of guys. Marc Gasol, Green, Ibaka, Kawhi Leonard. So it's very hard for one person to literally get Siakam. It's very hard for one person to really get through all of those people. That's the credit of Toronto's defensive scheme. I'm going to put Kawhi on you, and I'm going to make you, because what they say, Kendrick, when you're playing defense, all right, you know what? As a defensive player, even if I'm okay defensive player, Stephen Curry, whoever's just okay, I need you, the first move and the second move, I need you to contain that, and then we'll help.
Right.
These guys, they're not even letting you go to first, second, third, fourth because they're so good defensively with Marc Gasol and all those guys. So it's making them look worse than what he really is because he's really good. It's just that right now I don't have that jumper. And if I'm going through the whole season where I'm going downhill on you, I'm not going to try to shoot jump shots.
You just gave me the very definition of getting exposed, but saying he's not getting exposed. When they put you
That's not his job to shoot jumpers.
Wait a minute now. Where I'm from and on my field of play, when you can't do what you want to do, and then you have to do something that's alternative, and that is not consistently working, then you have been exposed. Like you said, what happens next is you go to the drawing board. Sometimes that happens in game, sometimes that happens post game, sometimes that happens in the off season. But right now you're exposed because you can't consistently do what you want to do with confidence.
And you're playing with the words because exposure to me, it's like Michael Jordan and who's the best. I love him to death, right? Your first championship game, you played the Lakers. Magic Johnson had a triple-double on you. What did they do the second game? Guess what? You got an insurance package right there, Scottie Pippen. He's shutting it all down now. Giannis don't have that. He don't have another guy to be able to push the envelope.
He has another all-star.
Again, you're talking about the defensive end. We're mostly having a conversation about the offensive end, where the guy.
No, I'm talking about Toronto's defense.
No, I get it. But I'm saying, we're talking about Giannis.
Yeah.
In this league, it's still a bucket league. It's what they call a make-or-miss league.
Right.
Offense, putting the ball in the hole is still
Who's
the
great?
most important.
Who's great on their team, Kendrick, in pick and roll settings? Who's great on their team?
Okay.
No one.
Gotcha.
So now Giannis, if you don't want to dribble the ball and come downhill, so they wall me up, what should you do as a really good Eric Bledsoe or Middleton? What should you do? Pick and roll. So now Giannis is on the move, so it's harder to wall you up.
Absolutely.
That's what it is. They don't.